asked the director later. Why did you hire Neil to play the male lead? The director said he suggested it himself. He said he's played similar roles before and he's good enough to meet your requirements. I had a question mark on my face. He had the guts to suggest it, and you had the guts to ask for it. When I found out that the male lead is Neil, I realized that a lot of people might start to pay attention to this drama in the future. I deleted all the crazy comments I made on my social media account. I still have the self-consciousness of being a sexy anchor. The female co-star of this drama is an 18th Lion actress named Fifi. I heard she's a bit high and mighty. She's not willing to settle for a big boss who likes her. On the day of the film's opening, she wore a black plungy neckline blouse. She came with just an assistant and a suitcases. When she greeted me politely, she asked, "The lead actress?" "Yes, she is. The one beside you serving you tea and water is your assistant." She glanced at Zhu Rong, who was pouring water for me. I didn't intend to explain Zhu Rong's identity. After all, I know she doesn't like people who climb up the social ladder. He is my husband. Her eyes flashed with surprise, then she smiled slightly. That's good. Since then, that girl who was rumored to be like an iceberg, she's been melting like honey in front of me. I don't know if it was my words that moved her. She was willing to teach me how to act. I have to say she's very good, although she's sometimes a bit cold and not very talkative. But when she plays a bratty little princess, she's very convincing. I really like this hard-working girl. Neil often cooperates with us in rehearsals. He gets up early sometimes. We rehearsed our lines together. Zhu Rong doesn't have the habit of waking up early, but still insists on waking up early with me. He reads all the lines from the script. Sometimes he nodded and leaned on my shoulder when he was sleepy. Neil bought him a neck pillow because he didn't like the mess, so he'd sleep in the recliner next to him. So he switched to wearing a neck pillow and sleeping on my shoulder. During the day, Zhu Rong looks sleepy, as if he doesn't care about anything. At night, he hugged me and complained to me. "Some of the lines are too mushy. You haven't said those words to me before." This drama is a bit sadistic. There's a scene where I'm crying and asking Neil if he loves me, and he kisses me down. It was very late in the evening when we filmed it, and it was agreed that the kissing scene would be in the right place. When Zhu Rong was watching the TV next to the director, his eyes were still glaring like bronze bells. I pulled Neil's sleeve and looked up at him. "Have you ever loved me or not?" The next second, Neil slightly leaned over and brushed my lips and improvised a line. "What do you think?" The director was thrilled. This improvisation has taken the scene to a new level. Zhu Rong couldn't sit still. He shouted 3 times, "Click, click, 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 click." Neil laughed and asked him, "What's wrong?" "I can do another one if it's not good." Zhu Rong couldn't control himself. "Get lost. Didn't we say we'd take over?" I accidentally touched it. "We're all actors, it's nothing, right?" Neil looked at me tentatively. I froze. Not because he suddenly kissed me. It was the kiss. I didn't feel like dry heaving. I had a hard time getting into the mood. I had no choice. I have to call it a day. Zhu Rong could see that I was unhappy. He took me to a nearby town to see the lanterns. On the way, he couldn't help asking me, "He kissed you today and you didn't dry heave. Do you like him?" I was silent and looked out the window. I don't know. Neil was my first love. I was in high school and he was pure. We never kissed. The closest we ever got was a hug. At that time, he said he had nothing to lose and he wanted to study hard to support me. Plus, we didn't have any money at that time. We spent most of our free time working. I planned countless first kiss moments, until he realized how much I was in debt. He backed out. From then on, he saw me. He saw me as if I were a snake. I've been so upset by this, I've even thought about giving up on myself. I have a lot of regrets for him. Zhu-rong and I stood on the bridge and watched the lanterns floating over the river. The breeze blew by. Zhu-rong's hand on the bridge clenched and unclenched. I was suddenly relieved. I don't know what my feelings are for Zhu-rong, but I definitely don't feel anything for Neil. Thinking about that kiss. Although I didn't vomit physically, but at that time I was still a bit rejected mentally. I looked at Zhu-rong, who was staring at the lake, and pinched his face. I can't. He came back to his senses and looked at me with a panicked face and some shyness. You don't like the lanterns? Then let's go to the mall to buy a bag. No, I said. You asked me that question in the car. He put his arm around my shoulder. Then let's go shopping. I said I don't like Neil. I know. I'm happy to buy you some more bags today. At night, he puts his arm around me and falls asleep. I snuck out of bed and got out. I woke him up. He was so sleepy he couldn't open his eyes, but he pulled me in by instinct. Where are you going, baby? I'm thirsty. I need some water. Then he fell asleep with the covers on his back. As he slept, he kept saying, next time. I'll put it in the contract that I won't kiss the lead actress. The film is about to be aired. On the first day of publicity, the search engine exploded. Neil's new show's lead is an internet star. Neil's gone crazy. Am I reading this right? Neil is the lead? Didn't Neil say he'd only act in films? Who's the lead actress? I haven't seen her. I don't know. She's like an internet girl. Neil's crazy to work with someone like that. She complained last year about the company's unequal treatment. And now she's the lead actress. It seems one of the investors is his company, right? She must be sleeping with the boss of the company. Otherwise, this opportunity would have come her way. I'm speechless, but I can't seem to argue with that. I think Neil's crazy too. I did sleep with my boss, but we're married. The crowd contacted a team of professional lawyers. They took the rumors to court. The latest statement and letter from the lawyers were released. Neil also posted a message. This is my first time acting in a TV show. I'd like to hear your support. When he said that, the opposition was even bigger. Baby, if you've been kidnapped, change your avatar to this. There's all sorts of rumors coming in. I have a video. Do you want to see it? It's only 10 cents. They even have a video of an or face swap. Many people even pay for them. Luckily, Zhu-rong contacted the police and is investigating the evidence. But I found a familiar ID underneath many of my videos. I found a familiar ID fly. What do you know? The rumor monger will never eat 3 dishes in his life. Cerebral palsy. I'll report you for spreading false links. She's so brave. I can only imagine what's going to happen when the press takes another screenshot and takes it out of context. In the evening, Fifei and I had a dinner date. She's still angry at the rumor mongers. I don't hold grudges. I'll call them out on the spot. She even Googles how to dislike people. It's okay. I'm changing careers next year. I was shocked. Why? I feel you like acting. That pig tried to seduce me before. I didn't agree. Now he's trying to suppress me. I read the text messages sent by that guy from different mobile phone numbers in her mobile phone. They're all pornographic comments that are not pleasant to look at. He's so cocky now because I'm still acting. When I quit, I can call the police. Fifei, give me all the information about his harassment. I'll think of something for you. No need. You're just starting out. You don't need to get into trouble with this bastard for me. But thank you. On the way back from dinner, I thought about it. I decided to tell her the truth. Fifei, I lied to you. My boyfriend is not my assistant. What? Then which one is it? It's not the director, is it? No, he's not. That's good. I'm afraid you're really one of those people on the internet who got into the theater through connections. My boyfriend is an investor. What? Is he wrong? He's waiting for me at the door right now. What are you talking about? Vivi is still in shock. She looked at Zurong with an unbelievable face and then asked me with a wide-eyed look, "Are you two in that kind of relationship? Or are you really in love?" Zurong hugged me and gave me a kiss on my lips. Of course it's true love. He took my hand and lifted it. We are married. And the ring? Vivi let out a long sigh. I'm glad it's okay. Otherwise I would have wasted my time speaking for you. Zurong looked down at me with a smile. This kiss made my heart beat like a drum, and I didn't feel any physical discomfort. He whispered in my ear and asked me why my supernatural ability had failed. When he found out that I didn't reject kissing him, he seemed to want to make up for the previous kisses. As soon as we got home and the door was closed, he was nibbling on me like a puppy. He sat on the dining table with me in his arms and pushed the tableware away with one hand. The dishes shattered, but he moved to deepen the kiss. I wrapped my legs around his waist, feeling his passion, until my mobile phone rang over and over again. He grabbed it. He grabbed both my wrists with one hand. With one hand, he answered the phone and put it on speakerphone. Nana, are you okay? Don't worry about what you saw in the internet. It's Neil's voice. You're looking for my wife. She's measuring my waistline. The person on the other end of the line was stunned. Zurong added, use legs. After that he hung up and turned off the phone for me. Now no one disturbed us and we could continue to do the unfinished business. The next day when I woke up with a backache, Zurong had already left the house. When I switched on my mobile phone, I got a dozen missed calls. 6 were from Vivi. I just wanted to call back.